Alrighty, y'all. I think we're good to go. So I will continue troubleshooting Deedlee Doo. See if I can get some help from either Nate, who's the main developer, or from Shadow, who's composer. Maybe one of them can help me track down what's causing fatal error. So, but as you can see right here, we've got 2.09 installed. So we'll have some fun with that. We'll go through everything. We'll have some fun. Let's have some fun, and then I guess we can continue 19 grind if needed as well. So there's no new K-pop, and there probably won't be any new K-pop for the rest of the game. I really like this song a lot. I am very happy that it is ported from M. Chart's fine. Just a perfectly good 12. Pretty easy 12, but it's a 12 still.
Absolutely perfect!
Yeah, this will actually be one of the songs in my set list, because I was like, you know what, I should have something from the latest patch for SGDQ. And I figured this would be a good one to have. Well, let's have a look, because I think I only looked at it once. I might not even have looked at this one. But considering it's Sunny, he has a good track record for stuff like this. but I'd probably say 13. Not that hard. It's a good one.
Absolutely perfect!
It's a good balance of movement and BPM.
Next stage.
Like, even stuff like Bright Power is a little bit harder, so. It's good. Admittedly, this song I'm not really a huge fan of. Maybe it'll grow on me with playing. But just listening to it, I'm just like, eh. The song just really doesn't do it for me. It's like, it has the feel of Broken Karma, but less interesting for my taste.
Wow!
The chart was okay, but there's not really a whole lot you can really do at this level. Now, I've seen D25, and I know that's very interesting because it's Nimgo, being Nimgo there. So, when I get to the upper levels, it'll probably at least be more fun to play, but as it is, I'm like, whatever, on Eternal Universe. Let's move on for now, we'll come back for it. Right, let's get our little previews of everything, and then we'll hit everything else up. Finish 2. Now, I don't like this song quite as much as the original Vanish, but I think this is still a good fit for the game. I have not seen any of the lowers, though. Fix that later. were kind of right on this one.
Like,
It's
double
just-
full slightly better.
The problem is that it's not the patterning that's the problem. The patterning is actually
Next
fine,
stage.
but the rhythms picked are so boring. So boring for 70% of it, and then it finally takes off at the end.
Slightly more traditional approach.
I think it follows the lines, the melodic line, closely to the point where it's actually a problem because there's nothing going on for so long.
I would honestly go slightly more straight and add a bit more 16s.
We don't need 16ths here. If anything, you needed more 12s and 8s.
Maybe 12. I would go slightly more straight and more dense, let's say so.
It's just too empty as it is. I don't mind listening to the song, but this kind of chart really doesn't work for it that well. Because it's just so dull until the last 15 seconds. Like, it starts fine like this. Like, this is fine to start with. Like, sure, do the slow part here, but once we get to this part where it starts getting higher, it really should have just started taking off. And here especially. And now when we hit this part, now it's interesting. Like, I know the turns are a little bit weird, but I certainly wouldn't call this whatever difficulty it was. I think it says 11.
Well,
Is it 12?
yeah.
I would have said 10.
Absolutely perfect.
Because, yeah, that's... It just really tries to force too much at the end and try and be a 12, and it doesn't even manage to make it to 12. So, unfortunate. Oh well. We're still going to have fun with the song. I do like this background, and the tune is pleasant.
Double is slightly better.
Let's have a look at it. same. Like
Same,
it's.
but the flow is slightly better.
It doesn't change it for me because the same problem I had in single is still here.
Absolutely perfect!
Hi, Karu. Yeah, it's pretty easy for a 13.
New
It's
record!
nice, but it's too easy for 13. Yeah, like the same fundamental problem with the rhythm is still here. It's the exact same chart, just in half double form, so it doesn't really change it for me, unfortunately.
Game
The patterning is good. Like, it is good patterning, but it's just so dull in places where it doesn't need to be. So, it's... Well,
Hopefully harder charts.
harder charts will probably be fine, because I'll at least be more interested. Yeah, like, this is an unfortunate recurring spam issue when it comes to lowers. Like, he follows the music a little too closely at times, when complementary would be better. I didn't skip anything. I didn't skip anything. I thought I skipped something for a second. Now, I do think this is interesting that Solve My Hurt is all the way over here instead of next to C. So that means they planned this one later. Hey, what's up, Paul? Yeah, like I said, the patterning is good, but you have to balance the patterning with the rhythms, and that's something Spams has trouble doing at times on his lower charts. Because unfortunately, Lucid Dream also suffered from that. Like, he's a good step maker as a whole, but not everybody makes the most consistent lower level charts. Anyways, this song's really grown on me, and the background's appropriately trippy. Not Spam, Doen put the genre specifically as hardcore tango, which I think is pretty interesting. I guess maybe if you do it as like the Argentinian style tango, instead of the more dramatic version we typically think about for dancing. That's a good one.
I like that one. And the next one. And the next one. And the other one. Everything I played.
That was perfectly appropriate. It's kind of an easy 10, but I think keeping it 10's fine.
Stage.
There's just enough complexity. It's not super taxing, but kind of combined all together, it's fine. That's a good one. Let's take a look at the other two easy ones for this. These charts, after playing Vanish 2, solved my hurt. Good one.
I really like that one.
Hey, Regin. I'm whatever on Vanish Not Vanishing. Like, that's fine.
Absolutely perfect!
No, yeah, this is a good one. It's a good one.
Wow!
It has just the right balance of density and interesting patterns to make something really cool in that range. It's really hard to do that. So Spam actually did a really great job here.
And something.
Yeah, you have a little bit of everything. Minus brackets, but you don't need brackets. One more lower one, and then we'll move on. Cool. It's fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's a good one.
Absolutely perfect!
Just the right balance there.
Game over!
Yeah.
Spam style fits better for songs like this.
Yeah, spam style definitely fits better for something like this. That's a little more unusual.
And alive.
Well, we'll get to that in a bit. I think that's it for originals. Do we have another? No. Yeah, no more originals. So we have this. Hold on, go back.
About the universe.
That's a really odd place to put the preview. Like, I get why.
About the universe.
They should have at least given it a little more gap before saying the clip. Anyways, I'm happy for this song because when I heard it was included in M and listened to it, it left a really good impression on me. And I'm glad it's ported from there to arcade. It's also nice that it got its BMS video. Although that video destroyed the bitrate on the preview videos. That being said, why is it so quiet? Tell you about the universe. art's good. Good variety.
Absolutely perfect! Wow!
Yeah, just the volume is really my only concern because it's like really low. It's like really low compared to everything else. I guess they didn't want it to peak too high, but still, it could have been louder. Still a good song. It was funny, somebody was asking Sotsui if they would do more remixes, and he was just like, there's already too many remixes of this, no more. It's a good one. Definitely one of the better BMS licenses. So we'll come back for the rest later. Let's see here, we've got this. I've had fun with this in every game I've played it in, so hopefully this will be no different. I say that as if I've played it in more than 2 games. It is a great song. It's also nice to have Sraver in pop now. Yeah, like that's harder than Vanish 2. Which means Vanish 2 really should come down.
Absolutely perfect!
Yeah, this is the actual title, how it's actually spelled on the album. That's just how it is. So when they had changed it to the correct spelling, it was actually wrong. So they changed it back.
Next stage.
It's Sraver and Usao. Like, it's hardcore Tennessee. They're gonna play around with the spelling. Like I said in the official server the other day, it's like, this is tame compared to what Sound Voltex contest artists do with their titles. It's like, how you can't even read half of it. Yeah, I definitely hear more Sraver than Usao here, which is fine. Nothing against Usao, but I do like Sraver's style a little bit more. It's a good song regardless. So I'm happy they decided to add this one. Because they probably got a decent amount of play in Chrono Circle. As much play as Chrono Circle gets. Especially since it was in at release, I think. think Fefhem's borrowed from EXE for a second there at the end. Some of those turnings. It's good.
Absolutely perfect!
Keeps it interesting. Good turn practice. Which is really not something you see a lot of in Fefhem's charts in this range. He usually likes to keep things more straight and dense.
Game over!
So I'm glad he took a different approach this time. It's a good one.
New tunes. Difficulty zone double.
I don't know why I'm trying to change folders. I'm supposed to stay in new tunes for new things. Alright, one more for this and then we'll loop back around and start playing everything. Yeah, that's why I said one more. I'm not that dead, I'm pretty alive. Good one. Yeah, it's probably on the higher end. Yeah, because I was also thinking, that's also harder than dance too.
Absolutely perfect!
So those ratings could have definitely swapped.
Wow! New record!
It's a good chart though. It's a very good chart.
Next
And
stage.
aside from across about the universe being slightly boring and like everyone else
Oh boy. I already had a time with this in Chrono Circle, and then I tried it in my mind as well. I'm like, what is this chart? At least here I know what to expect. progression of difficulty in this is really good.
I like this.
Yeah, this one's good. Because it starts easy, and then patterns get progressively harder
Absolutely perfect!
during the repeated sections.
Wow! New record!
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Next stage.
That is a nicely balanced 12. Because it's interesting enough for its BPM. It's good. Alright, and I assume double will be most of the same thing. It's good. It's a good one. Yeah, it's good too. Good twisting.
I really like the
Absolutely perfect!
Yeah, both lowers are definitely excellent.
I'm very excited.
Game over!
Yeah. All right, you know what? We're gonna actually do the shortcuts now. We're gonna start with those, and then we'll just go into everything else.
Star Dream, but I really like that.
New tunes. Wonderful
I
song.
got it from the last step, Blue Black Black Flag. It got me,
I did not hear half of what you said. That reminds me of Fiesta shortcuts in a good way. That one's good.
It's a really good one.
It's a good one.
Absolutely perfect!
That's why you stay ready until you see that screen go away, like I tell everyone else.
I rushed into the center.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, because this one really embodies how to make like gimmicky shortcuts, which are what shortcuts were meant to be to begin with. Like Gigi Wong really understands that.
It's not GG1, it's Junare.
Oh, it's generous. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm thinking the
The
other one.
other one is GG1.
So yeah, well, both of them understand that because Junare is also good about that. Although his charts can also be really hard.
I was not happy with the lower for starting.
I'm gonna kick y'all's butt for doing that. I love that caw. That's a lot of notes at the end.
Absolutely perfect!
That's a good one. That's good.
Wow! Next stage.
Hey, y'all have had plenty of time to look at those BGAs. Save the entertainment for when you're not playing. It is pretty. It's also pretty bad to get a great in the middle of watching a BGA. Alright, this I think was just like all hard turns. Yeah, it is Janaris. That was worth a frick ton of notes. That was very difficult to get in one try. It's really fun. But it was pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty scary to do.
Wow! New record! Next stage.
Yeah, this is a really, really good chart. Because it really leans into the shortcut aspect and takes a lot of risks. They all work out really good. It's just hard. It's a really good chart. Because you're not going to see a lot of turns like those at this BPM. Like, not anymore. But yeah, this is really good. So definitely one of Janara's best, so good job, sir. Here. Let's look at the two doubles. Let's see what we got here. Good. Good one. Good half double.
Absolutely perfect!
Just don't drop that last hold though. That's worth so much.
Wow! New record!
Yeah, that's a good one. A nicely balanced one as well. Good patterns.
Game over!
Okay. Well, now I have to do double for it. And that D21 looked pretty hard for a 21. So we're gonna see.
Move it up! New series, physical series going. Remix, price, haircut.
You know, I should have probably saved this for October. Also, we had a missed opportunity again. We could have had the shortcut charts have 1031 combo as well. Oh well, that's fine. 999 still. A good, nice number.
I think it's 21 had that 31.
I'll have to take a look again. Alrighty, sir. Let's go. Okay, it is 1031. Never mind. I'll shut up. That was fun. Just a couple sloppy grades, but that's good.
Absolutely perfect!
That actually wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Wow! New record!
There's a little bit of hard movement, but as a whole, it's pretty tame and more compact than you'd expect. So yeah, I guess 21 is right. I didn't have to work that hard. It's a really good chart, though. Really, really good.
Next stage.
Yeah, this song definitely some of Janar's best work so far. Definitely very solid. Really understands just kind of like the shortcut mindset.
Now you're gonna go from good to less.
Well, you didn't see the jumpy charts yet, so you're gonna probably laugh your ass off.
But I have a beef with the thought.
I got a lot of charts to play here. I got a lot of charts to play here. I don't understand what's the problem with the cut. That's like perfect for the song. Like, that's perfect. Huh? I'll try and listen for it more, but that didn't sound that bad. Also, we've had far worse for shortcut cuts. Oh, that's fine. I have no problem with how the voice comes in at the beginning. Because you still hear the jest. Like, and it's fine.
Absolutely perfect!
Anyways, that was fun. That was fun.
Stage.
Chart did kind of drag a little bit for a shortcut, but it was fine. Alright, I'm going to assume this is the singles equivalent of D20, so I better be ready. Yep! Can you feel the fire? I get higher! That's what I'm thinking right now. What a funny ass chart. What a funny ass chart.
Absolutely perfect!
I'm just thinking to myself the entire time, there's no way I can do all these jumps and not sing at least a little bit of number 3's chorus. Because that's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah. What do you think I was singing? That is a hilarious chart. And actually really good, but it's definitely a harder 18 because it's just non-stop jumps. That is a funny, funny thing. That's the kind of things I want from shortcuts. Being very silly while still good.
Game over!
And we still have another credit plus one song of this, so better be ready, y'all. But no, these are legitimately really fun.
Wave 2. Roll up the real shortcut.
I expect this to be a bunch of turn runs. Just a whole bunch of turn runs. It's a good one.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
18 is definitely the funnier chart, but this one's good for what it is.
Next stage.
Yeah, it's a pretty tough one if you're not good with like turning. And it's pretty constant too, it doesn't really let up that much. I would also recommend Solve My Hurt because as long as you can hold holds, Solve My Hurt is significantly easier. Because as long as you can hold the hold, the only scarier parts are doing the 16th drills and the one run at the end. And honestly, if you're holding the holds, you're gonna have a bunch of health, so you can tank all those. Like I know a lot of people who've been, well, not a lot, but I know some people who kind of like struggle in that range and they got it first try. Alright, let's check out doubles for all this. Well, I know what D20 looks like, so that's actually going to be pretty difficult. So I'm actually a little terrified of playing that one. Be a little easy on the 14 side, but it's pretty good chart still. Good like repetition.
Absolutely perfect! Next stage.
Like it's mostly normal, but it's normal in half double way, and it's a good teaching chart. So definitely a good one for those like really wanting to work on half double fundamentals. Because it covers pretty much every kind of turn, like every kind of basic turn. That's a good one. This one should just be a little bit of bursting here and there. We're not going to talk about that. Good. Good. Don't worry about it.
Absolutely perfect!
You didn't see any kind of foot positioning mistake. You definitely didn't. Don't worry about it. You gotta love the times where you're bumbling and you end up not getting punished. But you know that's gonna come later down the road.
Next stage.
Like in this chart coming up, probably. Oh boy. Because I've seen what this chart does. I have seen what this chart does. So I am actually legitimately terrified. This is such a funny chart. That's not a 20. Thank you. It's so hard
Absolutely perfect.
because it never stops.
Wow! New record!
What a funny chart. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's a completely different style of jumping. It's not compatible. It is really fun, but it ain't no 20. I'm like legitimately tired. Here, I tell you what, let's try and hit that one up again. Let's try that one more time. Because I just got a little bit off at the end. It's a good first try though. That chart is hilarious.
Game over.
Make sure we hydrate first though. Just wow. I'm having fun. That's definitely what I can say. I'm having fun. Sometimes you just need some really silly charts. Boy, does this deliver on that front.
New tunes. Typical volunteering co-op play. Church time.
The hard part about triple S'ing this though, like triple S plusing or higher, is that you have so much combo at the very end that if you break before then, your combo bonus is so nil. That should hopefully be okay. I'm gonna give myself just a slight amount of powder so I stop sticking too much. Oh god. I love that this chart exists. I should probably put it past it. We'll come back for this. We'll come back to it later. But wow. That is certainly a chart.
Hey, why don't you just get up and dance, Dan?
Eli, you might be waiting for a long time for that. Not many people really play No More these days. But welcome in. We'll come back to this one. Let's do the other chart first, and we'll get through everything else. I don't want to spend too much time on just one chart. I'm still trying to get through the rest of the update. Don't want to get too stuck here.
New tunes. Difficult hearing co-op play. Shortcut.
I assume we're gonna have to do some power drifting here, so let's get ready. Fun. But a lot of drifting. Woo.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
Oh yeah. Also a good one. Good patterns. Just really focusing on the movement. Yeah, Gigi Wong and Janari, y'all did fantastic with stroke tests this update. Great job. Really putting a lot of life into these. We'll come back for D20 at some point. Man, that certainly was an experience. A fun experience, but let's move on for now.
Shortcut.
So now we're backtracking.
Difficult hearing zone. Burst to 0. Phoenix.
Alright, so we are back here. I think Autumn Break is first. So we're gonna go through all these. I don't think this chart changed between M and Arcade, did it? All I know is that 19 was deleted. I don't know if the others were modified. Good chart. That's a good one.
Absolutely perfect!
It's not quite as high as, say, Smells Like a Chocolate,
Next
but it's still pretty up there
stage.
for 16s because it doesn't have a whole lot of break. But it's good. It's balanced. It's a good chart. Okay, sir, let's go. Not sure if I like that one yet.
Unbelievable! You are the best! Wow! New record!
The flow is good, but this ending spike feels like maybe a little too much. It's like, I don't mind having the brackets, even with the hold mid-run, until they start putting them on the sides at that BPM, at 175. That's pretty hard. I do love the song. The song is really good.
Game over!
We'll just have to come back for this one. But I enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it as a whole, but I think I'll probably have a better time with double. Because a lot of the early, like the first 2/3 of this are very straight. It's good though. It's a good song, and that definitely helps carry it.
New tunes!
Okay, if this is like 16 is, this should be fine. Should be a good one. liked it a bit more on single. Felt a little more cohesive that way. We'll fix that crate later.
Absolutely perfect! Next
Like, track's still okay, but definitely not as good as S16. Just how it moves. What you got for me, sir? A, that's really fun. B, nice job. C, that one note near the beginning is not fixed like it was in the preview.
Absolutely perfect!
Cool.
Wow! New record!
What's up, Tim? What's up, Happy? Yeah, it went live about 16, 18 hours ago, something like that.
Next stage.
It was late last night, so went ahead and got the patch installed and hard played earlier today. Now I'm playing. It was like something like 11 o'clock or midnight, something like that. But I had already played, so I wasn't gonna play again. I was nice and clean after shower. I didn't need to dirty myself up again. Save that for today. Oh. Cosmograph is great. He, like I said yesterday, he is a man who understands the assignment when it comes to composing originals for series. He understands the assignment. Anyways, that D23 is really fun. Like, it looks really intimidating, but if you just go for it, it's really not that bad. It's really fun to play. And it feels more balanced than single because the brackets aren't in like as awkward spots. They're more natural. Yeah, it's a good one. Good pick. Let's move on to the next song. We'll come back for single at some point. Actually, I'm gonna save Eternal Universe because I don't really feel like playing it today. I know, I'm topping out on that, but like I'm gonna have to split this up into 2 sessions anyways. So why don't we move on to this instead? Yeah, we'll play for probably about another half hour, maybe an hour. Should be able to get through at least a good chunk of this. Like there were 2 shortcuts that we've already done and 7 arcade songs. So we should be able to do at least 3 arcade songs. I'll probably do this, Alive, and Solve My Hurt today, and then we'll save the rest for next time. Don't worry, we'll get there, kitten. first we need to deal with this invisible dragon. I never noticed that accordion in the background before. That's good. It's a good one. That's actually quite good.
Absolutely perfect!
The fast ones? Like the fast
New
ones?
record!
At the beginning?
Yeah.
Those are 24s. Those are quick 24th bursts. Anyways, that's a good one. That's nice. Like, it starts a little easy, but it still has enough stuff,
Game over!
and then it builds to the end. And I think that's a good take for that one. Good one. Is 22 next? I think it is. Oh, 20, no. So 20, then 22. You talking about these? Oh. Well, they're not 24s, they're in this chart. Never mind. Those?
No, before this.
Let's also not talk about how I got turned around and managed to recover. Good one. That's a good one. Very good chart.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
Yeah, it's not those like
I
fast
was
bird
talking
ones.
about this. These 16s. Before that.
Next stage.
Those are still 12s. Those are not 16s.
Okay, I was talking about those bursts. Like
No.
3 notes.
Yeah, those are 12s. They're not 16s yet.
Well, I would much rather have them in the S12 than what they have there. I think they would fit.
Anyways, that 20 was really good. This 20 was nicely balanced. Like, appropriately building to the end with some really good ideas. But I'm glad that one was the run that finished because I got that really awkward this and managed to, like, recover out of it. Ugh. Alright, this one will probably hurt a little bit more, so let's focus here. That's gonna take some muscle memory right there to fix. That's gonna be so mean at the end to actually do. Everything was going so great, and then the ending hit, which is fine. It's good that way,
You're awesome!
but
Wow!
it's harder than it
New
looks.
record!
It's harder than it looks. It's not that hard, but it's enough to trip you up because it's very unconventional in a good way. I was amazed I got that one hold stab part because I couldn't even follow it when I was watching by itself, but somehow I just nailed it here instantly without even thinking about it. You know, I want another shot at that one. I want another shot. That was really fun. I'm gonna have to really commit to the ending though. And I think, honestly, that ending is perfectly fine for what it is, because it just faces one way the entire time. So you can either do alternating quarter jumps if you want to just kind of cheat it out, or you can actually go for it.
So like slam?
No, because they need to be corners. Slam has it front to back.
There was definitely some trouble with one of the jumps.
Well, I do that for Bedlam, for that center hold, so I don't have to actually do that part. I alternate there. There's probably other examples,
I'm
but
pretty sure it's in slam crazy.
I don't know. I'm not gonna try and look it up because I just want to get through this. I'm having a good time with this one though. This has really good uppers. Like, I wasn't impressed with S12 or D13, but everything else has been very good. In the end, I think Spam was the right choice overall, but just needed more polish on the lowers. Let's give this another try, see if I can not get too tripped up. It's such a cool pattern, but it's so hard. I see what I need to do, and that's the scary part. I have to immediately turn coming out of the bracket. We'll save that for another time. Not much different.
You're awesome!
It's good. No, it really is good. It's pretty fantastic. The balance in the runs is actually really great because most of it is not too hardly patterned, but the parts that are hard have some nice flow going into them, and you just have to be ready. That's good.
Game over!
Yeah, the song's definitely growing on me. It's not as like climactic as original Vanish is, but it's still a pretty good fit for the game. And it's got its own style. I'm enjoying it. And now we've got to try the doubles. But yeah, that ending on Vanish 2, if you miss any part of that drill like I did, you're bad chaining the rest of that, and that sucks.
This was the part I was talking about.
I don't know what part that is.
That's
looking
some
at.
crazy.
Like, that doesn't help me because I don't recognize Slam Crazy by itself. Like, I don't play Slam Crazy that often, especially now that it's been changed. Like I said, you can do whatever you want for those corners, but it's going to be definitely scary because bracket into corner is like, ay, ay, ay. Let's finish out Vanish 2 and then we'll go to the next song. really are menacing in that type of card. Good start. That was my fault, I felt that. Still not punished. Harder to punish enough. Yeah, it's a good one. I do appreciate a lot of the emphasis on the movement. That good was silly though. Just, whoops, nick the panel.
Wow!
Whoopsie.
New record! Next stage.
I guess we'll just scoop up these remaining like little lower ones when we play tomorrow or something before work. Alright, this is going to be a little bit more scary. That's also harder than it looks. That's definitely harder than it looks.
Excellent! You did a really great job! Wow! New record!
It's much harder than it looks. It's very easy to get tangled for the first 70%. not get entangled, it's tiring. And by the time you hit the runs, you will feel it. I want to play that again. Because I felt pretty bad in a couple spots. It really is good. Like, this is a really, really cool chart. And I don't think it needed a Vanish gimmick. I think I would have probably raged more at a Vanish gimmick because it's so hard. Trust me, y'all. Y'all don't need Vanish gimmicks. You don't need gimmicks in 5 billion things.
I don't even think it fits in music here.
Yeah, I don't think it would fit nearly as well as Vanish 1 did. Because there's not really a good place for it in Vanish 2.
Now, for once, the Vanish gimmick can play as a Parasite in 5.
No, they had it in Vanish, they had it in Nemesis Co-op, and they had it in Silhouette Effect. That's too many Vanishes already, we can't have more. No, this one's good. This one's good as is. It doesn't need the gimmick. Do I have to make a chart for that just to say it starts on red? Doesn't like any official chart for it start on red?
I think we checked and I don't think any of it's like at this higher level starting on red.
Alright, we'll give this one more try. Like, this one's good, but it's challenging. Very challenging. Okay. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we can improve this a little bit. Really, really focus here. Oh, come on. Of all ways to lose it. That's so bad on my end. Wow.
Unbelievable! You're the best!
Alright, well, we'll keep it.
Wow! New record!
Whoopsie. That burns. Whoopsie. Hey, I didn't have my heel all the way down, that's all on me. That is really fun, though. Yeah, I originally thought I probably could have passed for 23, but no. It's definitely 24, because it's the sum of parts that really adds up. and really kicks you in the teeth.
Game over.
Like, there's not really any one tiring part, but it all just adds together because there's not much break. It is really good, though. It's really fun. But that's such a silly way to lose it. See? You're not home free until the last tick goes by. This is why I tell everyone, do not freaking celebrate until you know you're done. 100% done. Not just, oh, I'm waiting on the hold. Because I've seen players get punished and drop the hold in their celebration. In multiple games at that. Huh.
Williams has Phoenix Challenger title.
Yep.
What that is.
That's probably his division win, remember? It was Phoenix and Rise divisions.
So Dominion Challenger is just anyone who plays.
Anyone. And Phoenix is probably specifically even the champion. Which means Sil Jiho probably has Rise Challenger.
Ukizi has Phoenix Challenger.
Who?
Ukizi.
Okay, so I guess whoever made it to the division. Whoever made it to like the top 16.
Dyer and Sam has a Rise Challenger. Yeah, I guess they gave Dominion Challenger to anyone.
Yeah, anybody who didn't qualify but still played in it. Alright, let's move on. I just realized I'm doing all of the spam things back to back. Let's do a live first. We'll do a live first, and then we'll go over to Salt My Hurt and call it a day. I guess that works. That is definitely a strange chart, which works for the song.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! Next stage.
The doubles equivalent will probably play out a lot better though. Because putting all that in single is a little strange. expecting that. I don't know how to feel about that chart because half of that feels like weird modern tech, and the other half feels like something I wrote in 2013.
Absolutely perfect!
That was a very strange feeling.
Next stage.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I guess. For what it is, I guess that's fine. But that first bracket took me off guard. I'm like, what? Just was not paying attention there. Well, it's about time for food anyway, so that's about that point. But we're gonna finish it out, and then we'll play Solve My Hurt. So we got at least 3 more credits. I am having fun. I'm having fun. It's a good update. Updates lately have been very good. As a whole, the quality of Phoenix's updates have been better as a whole compared to last games. Like, we've had some where they dipped a little bit, but nowhere near the lows of some of the previous games. As a whole, things have been good. Like, there's not much... You can't really do a whole lot worse than, Prime 1.21. Hey, here's the end of the game. Here's 2 random songs, one of which is really easy, and nothing else. Have fun! Alright, let's do a whole bunch of running here. Okay, that's actually pretty fun. I wasn't expecting it to be that fun. I'm just a little tired out. I should have gotten 2 goods.
You're the best! Wow! New record!
Similar idea with that.
Yeah. It's really coolly made, too. Because you don't have to worry about overtapping on center. You just do what it says. And you're not going to overtap. All you have to do is just keep good time.
So just quick master ideas with a couple
Yep.
of things.
It's good. That's That's a good one. We'll go for double on this next.
Game over.
Yeah, this is definitely like out of all the hardcore Tano C stuff that they've picked up to put in this game. Go figure, two of the best were one of the ones like that I liked most in Chrono Circle. Because Alive and Because of You leave a good impression. And they're well suited for this. I am in new tunes already. I do not need to change. This one I know I want slower. That's much more fun on double. That's good. That's a good one. You know, it actually reminds me of like some of Kara's patterns in some way.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
Yeah, that one's good. Hey, Toaster.
Next stage.
I'm feeling kind of okay, but hungry. But I've also had a lot of like bloopers today. Because I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty bad on my end to drop the last hold and vanish D24 and go from a UG to 7 misses. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty salty at myself.
I have to look at the expert. I don't remember what the expert was.
Yeah. It was my second try, so I can't be that mad. My first try went really poorly on Vanish 2, so at least the second try is acceptable. That's fine. I'm having my fun. Hello, Spam! Hi, sir. You made fun stuff. Keep making fun stuff. Alright, next. I am feeling like a little bit mentally tired, and I'm starting to wear down physically, but we'll push through. spend more time on that. That's a little weird, even for me. It is fun,
Unbelievable!
but it's easy to drop. That's fine.
Next stage.
Sam, I'm actually happy you came in at the right time because I'm actually ending on your songs. Because I actually just played what did I play before this? I've already kind of blanked out. What was the other original? Yeah, Vanish 2. So I played Vanish 2 before this. Now we're on Alive, and I was going to end on Solve My Hurt. Let's do this first, though. Weather hasn't been great lately. It's sunny now, but God knows how long that's going to stay up. Because it's been storming pretty bad in our area. Probably not now. Nice. God, that's hard. I'm tired.
Excellent! You did a really great
Yeah,
job!
that was really poor flying on my end.
Wow! New
Oh, well.
record!
I'm pretty tired. That's a bit more awkward than I was expecting. Yeah, like, Kara already played today. She don't want to get sweaty again. And I don't want to play much either. I want to finish what's there for Solve My Hurt and be done for the day. Because, whoever didn't get here, like, the very beginning of stream, we were supposed to play Deedlee Doo, but the game just kept crashing.
Game over!
So I have to get together with the devs and figure out why it's crashing so bad, because it could possibly be related to the multiplayer edition, but we're not sure yet. I have to go take a look at that. So I don't want to stay too long because I want to like be able to get with them and figure out what the hell's going on. Because I was really excited to stream it today, and game was just like, nope, I'm just gonna keep giving a fatal error. Because the Unreal Engine sure is a thing these days. I think too many things use the Unreal Engine in like not good, great ways. And some like, I think the best example I can give of this is Time Crisis 5. Because honestly, Time Crisis 5 using whatever Unreal Engine they used at the time, honestly it looks like garbage optimization wise. And I think it was better when Namco did their engines in-house. Everything looks so much better. Like everything in their mother tries to use Unreal. And some of them do a really good job of it, like Waka uses Unreal, which was a nice surprise to me. But some other games just are better off using something a little less bloated. I am in New Tunes. I am in New Tunes, man. I also should have gone the other way. Yeah, it's really weird that you have like this whole block of Town of Sea originals, but then right in the middle of them you have Chaos Again and Solve My Hurt. That's such a weird little block. Anyways, let's play these 4 charts and I'm going to call it a day. Because I definitely feel like the character right now. Whoopsie. Whoopsie.
Absolutely perfect!
It's fun.
Next stage.
Definitely jacks up the difficulty at the end. Not just like the patterning on those 16s also gets kind of hard for something in this range, but that's fine. unique experience, that's for sure. I liked it. I know a lot of people probably aren't going to like it, but I think this is fresh and good.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record! Next stage.
It was a little sad to like drop that one drill going into the main part, but that's fun. It's fun. It's definitely a chart that's not hard to pass, but to score you need to really focus. Because it's easy to get a bunch of stuff back to back. And yeah, the holds will save you in terms of life, but you're still getting misses that penalize your score. It's a good one. It's a good one. But of course people are clamoring for more and more and more. I want harder because it's 234 BPM. You got enough at this point. Why don't you go play what's already there first? Alright, 2 charts left. And we'll call it a day. You know, some food could definitely solve my hurt. So I guess we should figure out what we want for dinner. That's a cool one. It's very unique.
Absolutely perfect! Wow! New record!
That is a really neat chart. It's hard to really gauge the difficulty though because the ending's so stacked, and it actually is pretty hard to justify the 19 rating at the end. Because you can absolutely die.
Game over!
You can absolutely die in that last 8th note turn run with the holds. Because it's not easy patterns. It's a good one though. Alright y'all, we're gonna play the D23. We're gonna call it a day. It's been a fun day, but I think I'm gonna try and continue at least a little bit of this tomorrow before I go to work. And I've got a long weekend coming up, so we'll have more time to play. But I probably won't stream during the week. Probably doesn't mean I won't. Knowing me, I'll probably want to play. Okay, one last play.
Game! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119
have to do the run at the end, so I want this a little faster. Because there is a run at the end. Getting a little extra speed wouldn't hurt. As long as I can read everything else. Wow. What an experience. Not bad for first try, but wow.
Wow! New record!
Looks like that
Spam, you did a great job capturing the feel of the song, because, wow. That is a very unique chart. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty easy to drop, and the rest of it is not really a break because it's all weird patterns everywhere. It's fine, like the song calls for something weird, but wow. All right, well, I guess that's gonna do it for today. Alrighty, y'all. Let me see if I can find y'all a host on Twitch, see who's doing some stuff. Who is doing things? Here, let's go say hi to Auburn Arcana. She's doing some pixel art. Good friend in the Necrodancer community. Real sweet. Nice. Go say hi to Auburn. Go watch her do some art. I will try and get Deedlee Doo worked out with the developer so I can actually play it, and we can figure out why it's crashing on my end. And hopefully we can stream that sometime. But until next time, I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching, everyone.